What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality podcast. I'm your host. I am Caitlin Kenneth Smith, and today I'm going to make this straight, simple, and to the point because I want you to be able to take what I'm going to talk about today, apply it to your journey, and break through any sticking point, although I hate using absolutes. Break through most sticking points on your fitness journey because, as always, I'll always put a disclaimer. When it comes to nutrition, when it comes to fitness, it always depends on the person, on their situation, how long they've been doing this for. So this will apply as a general, but if you need more direct help, you shoot me an email, you apply for one-on-one coaching, you reach out for help, so that way you can actually get exactly what you need. Now, today I'm going to talk about 4 things that you can do to change today to break through most sticking points on your fitness journey. And I'm going to lay them out. I'm going to give a brief explanation as to why this makes an impact. And then I'm going to tell you how to fix it so that you can apply it to your journey. Or, as always, what I say, no problems, only solutions. So, number 1, clean up your tracking. And what I mean by that is, when you're on any sort of a fitness journey, if you're not tracking the food that you're eating, that's a red flag. Do you always have to track the food that you're eating in order to accomplish your goals? Absolutely not. You can focus on listening to your body's hunger cues, eating majority whole foods, eating enough protein at the very least, eating enough fiber, which for most individuals is between 25 to 40 grams, females and males dependent. But for most people, you should be tracking your nutrition in order to get the result that you're after. Because if you're not tracking and managing the food that you're eating, it's kind of like you're trying to go on a cross-country road trip without a map or without a GPS. You're probably eventually going to get there, but it's going to be more frustrating. It's going to be more confusion. It's going to take you probably much longer than it would if you had a map or a GPS. And again, it's going to be a lot less frustrating on you. And if something's frustrating, you're less likely to stick with it. That's just human nature. Now, a lot of people think that tracking your food is annoying, tedious, but it really isn't. It's your perspective. You need to change your perspective towards it and understand that tracking your food is going to educate you on portion control. Most people have absolutely no idea what a portion looks like, and tracking your food for a specific amount of time is going to allow you to gain the experience and the awareness that you can take into the rest of your life. So again, you don't have to track macros for the rest of your life unless you want to. Some people just like that control or like the numbers, but that's a different conversation. I want you, assuming that you are tracking your calories, to clean up your tracking. And what I mean by that is make sure that you're tracking everything. Make sure you're weighing out everything. If you're not seeing results and you're on a fat loss journey, you're not in a calorie deficit. Or you're just not being patient enough and you're not trusting the process. But say that you are being patient, say that you are trusting the process and you're not seeing results. That means you're not in a calorie deficit. And that can come from so many different things. It could be you're over-consuming food, you're not moving enough, hormones are impacting that, but the hormones are impacted by stress and sleep, and we'll get into that. But clean up your tracking. And I see this happen in a couple of different ways. I've been in the industry for over 11 years. I've been coaching and training and working with real human beings for 11 years. So I've seen a lot. The most common things that I see people do, 1, they eat great Monday through Friday. And then they relax a little on the weekends and they think that relaxing isn't as impactful as it actually is. Maybe they go out to a Mexican restaurant, they have a little bit of chips and salsa, they have 2 margaritas, they have some fajitas, they have a little bit of dessert, and then they think about it and they're like, well, that was probably like 1,500 calories, when in all reality, they consumed a few baskets of chips, they consumed a couple of margaritas that had way more calories than they thought, they had all of the rice, the beans, the sour cream, all the stuff when it came to the fajitas, and then they tried a couple different desserts, and they had 4,000 calories. A lot of people underestimate calories. It's actually researched that Most people underestimate their calories by up to 50%. That could be somebody saying that they think that they eat 1,500 calories, but they're actually eating 3,000 calories, and they're confused why they're not seeing results. The second thing that happens is people eat really well between the time that they wake up to maybe the time that they eat dinner and come home from work. Or maybe they eat good portions, but it's nowhere near enough. So then what happens is they start eating a lot of food late night because, one, their cravings are out of control because they've deprived themselves all day. Two, they keep using the excuse of, I've barely eaten anything today, so I need the calories. It just comes down to a lack of awareness. You're working hard to accomplish this goal, but now I want to make you more aware. So this one might hurt a little bit for some people. Biggest things I see when it comes to tracking. You're not tracking things like coffee creamer, which could be 150 calories. The orange juice that you drank on the way to work, 200 calories. The cooking oil that you cooked your chicken and vegetables in, anywhere from 150 to 300 calories, depending on how hefty of a pour you did into that pan. And then let's talk about hefty pours. What about that hefty pour of dressing that you put on your salad for lunch? Easily 300 calories. Or the random handful of nuts or trail mix that you had on your way back from your bathroom break at the office. That's 250 calories. Nuts are crazy. Parents, what about the chicken nuggets or the french fries that you ate off your kid's dinner plate because they didn't finish it? Maybe 200 calories, maybe more, depending. Same thing goes here. Like, what about the tablespoon of peanut butter that you snuck in while you were making your kids' PB&J for lunch? What about the 2 spoonfuls of cookie dough that you had while you were baking? 300 calories, right? Glass of wine that you had for dinner? 150 calories. Now, I don't want you to become obsessed with numbers and be like, oh my gosh, all of these things, they're just, all of these numbers, like, and look at something and think that, like, this is a calorie. I mean, the reality is it is. It's just energy. People overthink it. Calories are energy. The breakdown of the macros is a little bit different, right? Protein, carbs, and fats are going to impact the body a little bit differently, but at the end of the day, calories are just energy. So if you're having too much energy, then your body's going to store that energy. It's not going to lose it. So you're looking at all these things, the coffee creamer, the OJ, the oil, the nuts, the salad dressing, the chicken nuggets, and you're like, shit. Is that really going to make a big impact? One, maybe not. But usually most people aren't doing just one. They're doing a couple of these, and then they just add up throughout the day, and they kick you out of your calorie deficit. So the easiest way for you to clean up your tracking is to just be more mindful and be more aware. And again, it's not like you're lying and completely being ignorant to the process. It's that you're just not aware. You're new at tracking, or you're not a professional fitness influencer, whatever the fuck you want to call those people. You just don't have the knowledge. So now you do. You have the awareness. So now every time that you have these moments, look at it and be like, oh shit, okay, let me track that. Because I don't know about you guys, but if I'm trying to accomplish a goal, I want to make sure that I'm doing everything possible to reach that goal. And then make sure you're weighing your damn food. Your peanut butter, don't take a damn tablespoon and call that good. Most of the people who say, oh, this is a tablespoon and a half of peanut butter that they're spooning out of the jar, it's probably like 4 tablespoons. And that's, say goodbye to your calorie deficit. My mom did that for a while, and she came over to my house, actually, and she was tracking macros. She was in the first form app. I was coaching her, and she was weighing out everything else, and then she just grabs out a big old spoon and says, I'm just going to have a little bit of peanut butter. I have a little bit more fats left. She took the spoon and just went into the peanut butter and said, that looks like about a serving. And I was like, that's not a serving of peanut butter, Mom. I can show you what a serving looks like and show you how to properly weigh it out. Same thing happened to me when I was on a client call once. She was meal prepping, and she was making her oats, and she took a big old spoonful and just threw it into the oats, a big old spoonful of peanut butter, and threw it into the oats. And I said, did you weigh that? And she said, no, this is a tablespoon. And I was like, but that was like a shovel spoon. And that was one thing that we cleaned up, and it was like, oh shit, now we're starting to see results. Boom. Little things, they really add up. And it's like, this, for people who maybe are like, oh fuck, this is me, this should be like such a nice relief, because now you're like, great, now I can clean things up and my results are going to show, and all the hard work that I'm going to be putting in is going to be worth it. Also, on top of peanut butter, I see this a lot too. Make sure you're tracking avocados. People just track half an avocado. Weigh out your fucking avocado. Every avocado is a different size. Same thing with like fruit. Don't track medium banana. Who the fuck knows what a medium banana is? Weigh out your fucking fruit. Weigh out your fucking fats. Weigh out your food. Just weigh it. It's the most accurate way. Number 2 is protein consistency. So I speak ad nauseum on how important it is to hit your protein goal. So I'm not going to get into protein education. If you need that, you can go back into the podcast and you can listen to week 1 of your sustainable fat loss journey, where I get into calories and protein. What I see a lot of people do, this is probably the most common thing, even above the tracking thing. Actually, I don't know about that, but this one is big. And this one happens to people who've been doing this for a while because they just lose the awareness. Maybe you're hitting your protein 2 or 4 out of 7 days of the week, which is probably better than what you were doing before. But the reality is, if you're not hitting your protein goal like the majority of the time, like maybe you're missing a day here and there, you're not going to earn the best results possible, and it's just going to stall things. It's just going to take longer to get the results that you want. The longer it takes for you to start hitting your protein goal, most days, like I said, miss a day here and there, but I mean like out of 30 days, maybe you're hitting your protein goal like 27 days, you know? It's not like 4 days a week I'm hitting it and 3 days I'm not. That's not going to get you the results that you want. That's a 70%. You're not going to get A+ results with a C- score. Protein's important for satiation, for muscle building, and for fat loss. And I see this happen all of the time. Someone's goal is, let's say, 150 grams of protein, and they hit that 2 days in a row. Then they barely scratch 100 for 5 days. Then they hit it again. They hit that 150. Then they hit like 120 for 4 days. And then they don't hit 100 for 2 days. And then they don't track for 2 days. And then they hit it again. Be within 5 grams of your protein goal every day for at least 4 to 6 weeks. Then tell me you're not seeing results. Then there might be something else going on. But commit to hitting your protein goal consistently for 30 days, and it's going to change your life. It's going to open up your mind to what's possible. Number 3, you're not training hard enough or with enough intent while you're at the gym. I see this happen with a lot of females, but it does happen to males too. You're afraid to add more weight. You're afraid to get hurt. You're afraid to fail. And the lack of pushing yourself in the gym is the reason why you're not seeing results. You're going into the gym, you're checking off the boxes, but your weights have been the same for the past 4 weeks. You haven't even attempted to increase the load at all. The intensity is so-so. Like, you did it. Yay. That's a start, but the easiest part is showing up. Anybody can do that. I can show up. I can just lollygag through my workout. But if I actually want to earn results, I need to put the best effort that I have in me. Is every day going to be 100%? No. But every day can be 100% of what you have on that given day. I get a lot of people who don't push themselves enough in the gym, and then they ask, should I add extra cardio? Like, should I add some extra cardio in on my off days or something? If you feel the need to add extra cardio, I feel that you need to put more effort into your training sessions. Period. End of story. Push yourself when you work out. Don't just move the lightest weight possible and check off the box. Have integrity for yourself. Push yourself. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. That helps a lot. And the final one, number 4, and probably the most overlooked one, especially by all adults, sleep. Sleep is literally the best performance-enhancing drug and best fat burner that is 100% free. If you're not sleeping, your body's not recovering from the stress you've applied to it over the course of the day, and I'm talking physical and emotional stress. If your body's not recovering from stress, you're not going to earn results. Your body's not going to build muscle. It's not going to burn body fat the way that it needs to or the way that you want it to. Just like you find time to prioritize your nutrition and your training, you have to do the same for your sleep. Be an adult. Get off your phone, read, journal, meditate, do something that relaxes you. Make some herbal tea. Just fucking relax. You know? Sleep is more important than most people care to admit. So you want to aim for, 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. It's shown to help regulate your mood, energy, hunger, and your performance, which will all equate to you earning better results and being able to sustain it. Recent research has also shown that lack of sleep can actually make it more difficult for you to build muscle. So if your goal is to lose body fat and to be leaner, you have to make sleep a priority. And for those of you, we'll go back to your training is not hard enough. You have to train with more intent. To the people who are saying, should I do extra cardio? Should I wake up and do some fasted cardio? If you're waking up earlier to do extra cardio, you are stepping over $100 bills to pick up pennies. It's literally the most dumb thing you could possibly do. If you're waking up early to get your workout in, different. If you're waking up early to do fasted cardio because it's not happening fast enough and I want to do some extra cardio, push yourself harder during your training session, get a good night's sleep, track your food correctly, hit your protein goal consistently, and I guarantee you that you're going to see results. Now, if you need anything at all, if you found this valuable, shoot me a message, share this with at least one person, share it on your social medias. Thank you guys, as always, for all the support, and go out and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be.